movie with an A level cast.
Oh yeah, incredible cast. Not a great film. Incredible cast. That it's way better than all three of its sequels, all of which had to watch for a Lambcast episode, and they're all terrible.
I remember Jay called me up one time. He's like, "Hey, Mark, you want to do a Species episode?" He's like, "Yeah, it's in 3 days, and you got to watch all of them." I was like,
That's true. That did happen.
I mean, whatever. I watched them, but I was like, "Oh my gosh, what is happening?"
I'm grateful and apologetic for putting you through that.
All right, so Tremors and Arachnophobia versus Anaconda and Species. I was going to go Aranaconda. I don't even know what that means.
Okay.
All right, so
a giant snake with spider legs. Oh, it's terrifying.
It's like a big caterpillar.
It's true.
For my number 3, Godzilla.
Oh no! I was going to save that.
Emmerich.
Just for the Jamiroquai.
Yeah, not the Wallflowers. We Can Be Heroes.
No, it has to be Jamiroquai.
I love it. That soundtrack. And remember all the Taco Bell ads? Oh, wait, I guess for me here in the States. But in the States, the Taco Bell ads for Godzilla were nonstop. That's something I always remember. And I own the soundtrack. I guess that was successful.
I genuinely love that version of Godzilla. Like, non-ironically. It's a film that I saw at the cinema. I really liked it. It remains, to this day, my favorite Godzilla film. I haven't seen any of the original ones. But it's better than the 2 recent ones, in my mind.
Well, it did something different.
Yeah.
And it was weird.
Well, no, it's like the same as Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
I think it was probably one of Matthew Broderick's last good roles. Like that in Election, I kind of feel like anything after that wasn't up to scratch.
Yeah.
Action's so good.
I love Election.
It annoys me how people think Tracy Flick is the villain. It's about the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Oh, God, no.
17-year-old kid, older teachers. Like, her mom is, like, forcing her to take pills. Remember that scene? She's like, just take some pills. Very uncaring. This is a kid. It's a child. And you get these things going, oh, man, she's so stupid. It's like, this is a child who's being taken advantage of by men. And, like, I'm sorry. I just had to go off on that. It's so stupid.
We covered Election for my local cinema that I go to, the Lighthouse Cinema, which I always shout out on this podcast, or on the Lambcast. They do a cinema book club where you read the book, you watch the film, but we did Election, and like it was just interesting, depending on the age of the person, how they felt about certain characters. Because like when people were younger, they're like, oh yeah, no, Tracy Flick, what, like screw her. But then as like the crowd got older, like, no, Broderick, definitely he's the villain in it.
It's like Ferris Bueller, too. The older you get, the more you dislike Bueller.
He's a sociopath.
He is, absolutely.
And also, Chris Klein, though, he was so nice in that movie, in Election. Payne used him perfectly for that role on there. Just a big earnest lug. Also, if you want to read about Election, one of our guests on the podcast, Brian Raftery, wrote a book called Best Movie Year Ever, How 1999 Blew Up the Big Screen. You should go buy it. And he has a really wonderful section of his book dedicated to Election, so you should buy the book and then listen to the episode he did.
So does he have a chapter on Deep Blue Sea because it was released in 1999?
He does not. It was omitted.
But he did write the Deep Blue Sea article that kicked off the Deep Blue Sea assance. I don't know a better word. And also he interviewed me for Wired about my Deep Blue Sea stuff. So he's done enough for Deep Blue Sea, I would say.
Deep Blue Renaissance? No, that doesn't work. No. No. Okay. My next pick. Can I have the Mummy? Would that be a 90s creature feature?
Yeah, that's a creature feature.
Yeah,
okay.
they've got like scarabs going around in there. They're creepy.
Good. The Mummy is kind of a monster. Oh. So yeah, I'm taking the Mummy because it's an incredible film. It's so much fun.
When I worked in a movie theater, I would just go and watch it on break or while working. I just love that movie. So watchable.
It's such a fantastic film.
Yeah.
I don't know. So that, I think... So I was worried about this. I thought Tremors and Arachnophobia were just going to win it. But now with the Mummy, this is awfully close. I'm very excited to see who wins this. Next pick. What do you got?
Lake Placid. Just gigantic reptiles. Come on.
You are welcome to Lake Placid. I freaking hate Lake Placid. Mark and I covered it on Movies, Films and Flicks. I've never seen it before. I will never see it again.
I just want Oliver Platt in a movie. Being that character and messing with Brendan Gleeson. The two of them just having good mess arounds.
Betty White. I'll take. I think my team needs a talking martini drinking gorilla. So I'll take Congo.
There it goes.
Get a bit of Michael Crichton going. Bruce Campbell's and Sesame Cake.
Put down the sesame.
Put down the sesame cake.
It's the most random. Now, there's one movie left I really hope y'all take. I don't think you are, but I hope you take it. So, last pick for you, Meg?
Deep Rising.
Yes.
That's what Mark was hoping.
I love it. Cruise ship, jet skis. Beautiful.
Famke Janssen.
Perfect. How strong were that creature's tentacles, by the way? Because those tentacles were reaching out a quarter mile. So they can stay up on their own from like something that's a quarter mile away. How strong are those?
I don't know. Maybe I'm trying to think about it because all I can think of, I keep on thinking about it. I'm like, no, that was Little Shop of Horrors, and it's just like it's kind of like Call of Cthulhu, but in a cruise ship, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But I think.
Whoa, ancient sea monster coming up huge. Yeah, that's a good point.
But it is because the actual monster design, it literally looks like if you're familiar with Rick and Morty, just like the end of the opening sequence of that, it looks exactly like that, but just more gruesome. I would say its tentacles are quite strong until a good character has to run away.
Yeah, then they slow down.
Plot device tentacles, shall we say?
Plot device tentacles.
All right, last pick.
So I can't have Jurassic Park. Was The Lost World available? Or is that still...
come on.
No, okay. That's cheap. Okay. Then...
Well, I guess you can, but you were just complaining about Lost World.
I mean, it's my second favourite Jurassic Park film, other than Deep Blue Sea, of course. No, I'll take Mimic. It was mentioned earlier. It's Guillermo del Toro fighting against the studio to make the film he wants and not entirely succeeding. It's a lot of bugs, some giant bugs pretending to be people. I'd never seen it before. We did a Guillermo del Toro episode for the Lambcast, and I just hunted it down, found it, and I really enjoyed it far more than I should have done.
Lots of goo.
Lots of goo. Again, a really stacked cast. Everyone's great apart from the leads, I think. All the supporting characters are fantastic.
Disappointed that no one picked Ernest Scared Stupid. With the most terrifying...
Meg, have you seen Ernest Scared Stupid?
You're talking to two people from across the pond. Yeah. Ernest is more of an American thing. It's like Hootie and the Blowfish. It didn't really travel.
That's crazy. Hootie and the Blowfish was everywhere. Oh, man. All right, so Ernest Scared Stupid. Just watch it.
Yeah.
Trantor the Troll.
Trantor the Troll. I have swayed many people over to Ernest. Zenande Boatas. So she's awesome. She is on the Movie Films and Flicks podcast and does that.
She was on an episode of this
reports
show.
On this, Deep Blue Sea, the podcast. She's awesome. Writes for Cracked. She watched it and was like, holy crap, this movie is, children should not watch it. It was a PG movie with the worst troll imaginable that just gave children nightmares. So watch it. But I don't know if you should watch it. Go build a time machine. Go back and watch it.
Oh, I'm looking at pictures of it now. I'd say I would have enjoyed it.
It's funny. It's surprisingly witty. There's good lines, but that troll just attacks children. It has no plan. It has no. It doesn't just go after teenagers. It doesn't go after people in cabins in the woods. It attacks kids at school, like Halloween shows. It attacks kids in their bedrooms. It attacks them with voice modification. It's in the woods. It's it turns a dog into a piece of wood. It kills the dog until the dog comes back. The thing it misses a kid, then it grabs another kid who's skateboarding randomly. It put the fear of God in me, 9-year-old me. And I still have my blended scotch habit from that movie ever since I was 9.
I miss when kids' movies could be scary. I introduced my partner to, he had never seen The Neverending Story before. Oh my God. I showed it to him for the first time when he was 32 years of age, and the fist pumps that when that music comes on at the end, you're just like, that is amazing no matter what age you are. It's scary, it's epic, it's so good.
Oh, and when the
horse
gets got, oh my God.
Oh my God, don't even talk about Artak and the Swamp of Sadness. That, it's been said a million times, but it's devastating.
Oh, yeah, I missed movies. I do. Coraline came close to that. That's a horrifying film. The Witches. Oof.
The original one, Nicholas
Little Monsters, about the monsters who try to murder you. It's weird.
Dark Crystal, Return to Oz. That kind of creepy, if you became a goth in your teenagers, these are the movies that formed you.
Yeah. Feruza Balk.
Yeah.
It's just the list of films I haven't seen. So I didn't really have a childhood of film watching. So there we go. I just missed a lot of important character building films for a lot of people.
You're probably outside, Jay.
I was not. I was upstairs doing my homework, and if I'd finished it, I asked for more. That's the kid I was at school. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, now you're an engineer doing well, so it worked out right.
It's half right. Anyway.
I was a feral child of the 90s, so it works out.
That sounds like fun. I one more thing for this chapter. I wanted to work out how much has this shark eaten over the course of this film. How much has Frank here
really
eaten? Because this is her last meal, Susan. So over the course of the film, it ate about a third of a tiger shark, which the three sharks shared. It ate Jim's arm and his cigarette. It ate most of Russell, minus his head. Which one is the shark? It ate most. Well, I don't know if it actually ate any of Skog's. It ripped him apart. Might have accidentally eaten some of it, but most of him, I think, was just a death of convenience. Like, it wasn't a death for food.
Playing with his food.
Right.
Playing
It
with the food.
was a death to scare Carter into flooding another level of the facility. It wasn't a death of I'm hungry. So, but it probably ate some of Skog's. Same with Janice. We can't confirm that it ate Janice, except for it killed her, and then she's not seen floating in the elevator shaft later in that chapter. That would have been horrific when Carter and Scoggins have to go back down the shaft. They had to like move her foot out of the way or something to.
That would have been good.
But she has disappeared. So either there's parts of her sunk at the bottom of the elevator shaft, or the shark ate her. And now Susan, all of Susan. It's definitive. The entirety of Susan is eaten. The shark puts in the effort to eat all of her and collect up all the little bits that are floating around in all of its chomps. And potentially when it was eating Preacher, it might have had some of his leg. Just a little bit, just some grazing. So I love that you can just go onto Google and just type in Saffron Burrows weight. And it gives you an approximate weight of Saffron Burrows.
Oh my God.
You can do it for all of the actors. I did it back when I ate Jim's arm. I kind of worked out that his arm would weigh about 6 pounds. So if it did eat all of Skog's, or most of Skog's, then this shark has eaten a total of 1,193 pounds of food, of people, in the past 24 hours.
How many calories is that?
I forgot to work that out. Hang on.
Maybe that's why I can't jump over the fence.
Maybe.
Just really full. Yeah.
It has some bones just lodged in it. Oh.
He's actually using the chain link fence to pick his teeth. He's trying to get a bit of Skog out of his teeth.
He's trying to escape. No, it looks like it's flossing.
Jay, you're not actually calculating the calories.
Trying to. Well, okay. I from what I've heard, don't ask me where. Human meat is kind of similar to pork.
I've heard that.
Yeah, it's I think human is referred to as long pig in some places. So 1 pound of pork is equivalent of about 1,098 calories. So 1,193 pounds of pork is 1.3 million calories.
Oof.
Approximately. That's roughly, you know. But
well, like, the shark is what, 26 feet long?
Yeah, scaling up from other mako sharks, I did this back in the past. If a 26-foot long shark would weigh about 2,000 pounds, and they tend to eat on a active day 0.5 to 3% of their body weight, which would be about 10 to 60 pounds. And this shark's eaten 1,193.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Now, this is definitely an active day. We cannot disagree on that. But, yeah, this shark is gorged.
But is it the same shark eating all of it? Because, like, we're discounting the fact that there were two other sharks.
Well, I looked into that. The other sharks, one of them, they all shared the tiger shark. Mm-hmm. One of them, the one who Susan destroyed electrocuted in the lab, that's the one that ate Russell's head. But we've kind of worked this out as we've been going through. Most of the the deaths have been courtesy of the big shark, due to where the other ones have been in order to die. So the shark number 2,
Scooter.
It's Scooter, one in the kitchen. That one ate some tiger shark and Preacher's bird. That's all it ate. That's all it got a chance to. And then the other shark,
McQueen?
Yes, McQueen ate tiger shark and Russell's head. So not a lot.
It's a lot of calories.
Yeah.
It's a lot of calories.
A lot of calories. It's
Maybe do you know what? Maybe it's thinking like, you know what? I'm going on a long journey. I'm going to be out in the deep blue sea. I might not get to eat anything for a while, so I'm just going to just like bulk up.
It's like a camel.
Like a bear or a camel. Yeah, just going into hibernation. Just like I need to be on a full stomach before I head out.
I really want the shark in this scene to just be like really chunky. Just got a layer of blubber. It's more of a whale.
Chonky Shark.
Be adorable. You don't want that. I want an adorable pop. I want an adorable chunky Mako from Deep Blue Sea pop vinyl.